This is the Samsung M8 monitor. It was sent over by Samsung for me to take a look at and review, so be sure to like the video, subscribing is great as well, and let's dive into what this monitor slash TV sort of combination has to offer for your work, gaming, and in general play experience. So we'll be starting off by showing some of the components and some of the smaller details that you can adjust here or there with a screen. Then we'll be showing off the hub of the TV element of it, then a little bit of browsing, and then finally some of the gaming elements that are provided here, so you get a look at the cords and whatnot. So we got a 4K resolution, 16 by 9. It is a 32-inch size screen. It is a 60 Hz screen, so that is your max. Is going to be 60 FPS if you're gaming. 4 millisecond response time. There is like a gaming mode as well, which is nice. And then we've got 3000 to 1 contrast ratio that's present. This is a flat screen with a slight bit of adjustments. I will note that the plug-in options were a bit limited in terms of just the quantity of them, so you are very much stuck with a specific set. That being said, the cords it comes with, decently long, kind of got the job done. I was a little worried they wouldn't get the job done, but they did end up being something that was adequate for the experience. There's HDR10 support. The HDR isn't like necessarily mind-blowing, but it's not too bad. Here's the screen being adjusted, so you don't really get a whole lot of ergonomic kind of like, I guess you would say, swivel to it, but you can adjust it up and down depending on your needs. It's got a webcam that will attach and is kind of somewhat limited in its usage and not quite as high quality as I expected. It was supposed to be like 1080-30 from what I understand, but wasn't really too thrilled with the webcam. This is the remote, which gets the job done. It's a nice basic Samsung remote. I actually have a preference to the style. And in general, the whole thing has like a white design, which I don't love. I like electronics that have a black sort of style to them. But I have noticed a number of white electronics and whatnot that are present. So, I mean, they look fine, but for me, aesthetically, not huge on that aspect of it. Also with it having like a bit of an odd back kind of like texturing. Anyways, this is the hub. So this is like the TV element of it. So this has your typical Samsung kind of like, do you want to run your apps through here? Do you want to do some cloud gaming through here? Do you want to run your workspace? And here are some of the settings too of the thing as well. It's not like the fastest chipset in this one, so it's not necessarily going to be like, it's OS Tizen, but it's not like a super fast, snappy sort of interface. I don't know if you're going to spend a lot of time using that. Bixby's included because it is like a smart TV hub, but yeah, I wasn't too blown away by that particular feature. Game Bar 2.0, it's got Windows 10 certification. iSaver mode, flicker free. I did notice that it was a little bit reflective, not too bad, but definitely reflective. I mean, you can probably even see it during a lot of the video takes while you're being showcased that here. Viewing angle wise, so. It's not going to give you necessarily like, far viewing angle and whatnot. And it will be showing off web browsing in a sec here, but those, again, just all the settings. If you got a Samsung screen, you should be kind of familiar with a lot of these. And then you'll see a sound testing later on during the gaming portion. So yeah, this is just the web browsing experience, just so you can get a look at it with my site going on there, and then we'll show off a little bit of a YouTube video running as well in a bit. So I should also mention that part of the Tizen thing, there is Windows 365, I guess Microsoft 365, sorry, and Google Duo, video communication support of all things, so that is fascinating. So it's kind of like it doubles up as a TV and a monitor to a degree. I mean, it's not necessarily mind-blowing in either factor, but, it's also not too bad either if you are interested in having something that can give you a little bit of both. So there's no display ports, there's no HDMI, it's just a micro HDMI, so that might be a little bit annoying, but it is micro HDMI 2.0. HDCP version is 2.2, no headphone, no audio in. You get two USB options, USB-C, this will allow you to do your display port with 65 watt charging as well, and the other is just kind of your USB-C option for downstream. There is Wi-Fi 5, Bluetooth 4.2. It does have, speakers, actual, built in and whatnot, and you'll see that, or hear that in a sec here, just kind of a little bit of a sound test. I didn't find that it was really like it could get loud, but it wasn't really a filling sort of, I wasn't blown away by the speakers, needless to say. I mean, they get the job done, but I just didn't feel like it was really a fulfilling audio experience, and I think we can get a little bit better, especially for someone that is going to be using this for more audio type applications. I think you're not going to be too blown away by the speakers and have to get another option on top of that, just personally. So you get like a wide range of different things here. You get some decent specs for what a monitor is. This is definitely more work oriented. I mean, we're showing off gaming now. And you know what? Yeah, the gaming stuff looks pretty good. You know, I was doing Spider-Man remastered on PC. We'll show off Minecraft and then a little bit of Uncharted on PC as well. Everything on PC here. But yeah, you know, you do get a range of gaming options. You do get to do, like, if you go regularly through the TV, you've got, you know, basically the cloud gaming, Xbox Cloud Gaming, there's the NVIDIA option there and stuff like that. So you do get some different, you know, gaming type things as well. You can adjust your screen to 21:9, which is kind of cool if you want that kind of ultra-wide view. Just keep in mind that there may be some limitations to that aspect of things. But yeah, like I was saying, you get a wide range of kind of options. This does definitely feel a bit more geared towards being something that is like, hey, you know, you're working in the office, you can play a little bit on it, but this is primarily for doing your web type, you know, applications or your work type applications, and that's fine. You know, I think it provides a decent offering. I do feel that, again, some of the limitations here really do come in with the port options. I do find that, you know, aesthetically, I wasn't blown away by this sort of white look, but, you know, for those that don't mind, it looks fine. There is a little bit of a bezel going on as well. I don't know if you kind of noticed that, but it, you know, it's thin enough. Cable management is okay. You know, you got a little bit of a hole and everything that you can fit stuff through, which is nice. It was very easy to set up and also put away if you need to. You know, it just kind of slid together very nicely. I didn't have really any issues with the, you know, installation or the setup of it. It is a bit heavy though. So just keep that in mind. Just for setup, I was a little bit like, oh, okay. Not necessarily like the monitor, but the stand itself is a bit heavy. But yeah, you know, I think decently overall, it's a pretty good looking screen. Samsung screens to me have always been of a really good quality. I've been very, very pleased with them. I just think if you're looking for something, you know, that is gaming oriented, I don't know if this is necessarily going to be perfect for that, but you can do a little bit of gaming on it, as it is, you know, 4K 60. But if you're looking for something crazier in that regard, this isn't going to hit the mark. If you're looking for something that's more for the office and office type work, you know, that nice crisp 4K 60 screen is going to look really, you know, vibrant and colorful on this one. And I think it's going to hit the mark with a decent array of different features and whatnot. So overall, decent monitor. I'd give it a 7 out of 10. You know, it hits some of the things that I'd like it to deliver on. Other elements, it feels a bit weaker, you know, like Novessa and whatnot for mounting. But I think it offers enough stuff that you can enjoy this and use it within your environment.